Peachmont Avenue in Anderson Township. I have to get used to this. We got a new gear here today.
I know.
Very exciting.
Jason got us Christmas gifts, and it's not even Christmas.
It's the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Carroll, opening my first cold beer of the day, and my first cold beer of the last 2 or 3 days. So that's nice.
No, you drank a lot on Tuesday.
That would be 4 days. Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days ago. Did we do a podcast on Tuesday?
No, we drank and played golf.
Oh, well, that's true. We were
We'll get to that point.
Initially talking about doing a podcast, but I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't think we were in a lot of condition to do anything.
No, good day on Tuesday. Rob Herking, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dan, for having me on the show again, even though it's one of my shows too. Jason Kiefer, welcome to the show. We do appreciate the new gifts we got.
Happy to be here. I'm glad you guys like them.
God,
hopefully you utilize them.
I don't have to hold shit now. I can.
Courtesy of one of our fine sponsors, I'm sure.
No, it was
a gift.
If Jason Kiefer's a sponsor, then yes.
Jason Kiefer needs a sponsor after Tuesday. So do I and Dan. We all need sponsors. It was a good outing.
Well, it was a good thing we were around a bunch of cops, so me driving a golf cart, chauffeuring.
That's true.
I couldn't get arrested.
Keith did not play. He was a chauffeur. And Dan, let's just get it the fuck out of the way. Let's just get this shit show out of the way. Dan,
what? I totally forgot about the golf outing.
Dan played very well
I don't
Tuesday.
That
so I know he's going to come in.
You don't believe I forgot about it?
I don't.
I believe he forgot.
He said you drank beer on Tuesday. What did I say? Did we do a podcast on Tuesday?
Jesus. Dan played very well. We finished 7 under, and we had a good time.
For a bunch of chops like us, that's a respectable score.
We had a buddy Z that filled the void on a lot of them. He can
Zipper
swing.
hit some nice shots. Yes, he did.
DC can. He was hitting pretty damn good. Tuesday, it was a great day for it. Great cause, Brewer Foundation, Brewer 2055. Bill Brewer, in honor of him.
Any idea how much money they brought in?
I do not know yet. They're cops. They're probably still counting. But BJ Berger and Schubert and those guys out there in Claremont County, they put on one hell of an outing.
They do.
It used to be shop with a cop, and I played in it all the time. They'd accumulate money for the sheriff's department to go down and shop with kids in Claremont County and surrounding counties for Christmas and stuff like that for the underprivileged, etc. But since unfortunately the tragic incident with Bill Brewer when he was shot and killed some years ago, they have switched gears, and the foundation itself does a lot of great things for local communities, as well as helping out his wife and children. So it was a good time. Thank God the weather was great. The weather was good last year. It was hot as shit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
The year before, I think it rained pretty damn good. Kind of like what Maui needs, but we'll get there. But it was a great outing, great day, and we had fun. And Carol, let's just get it out of the way again. Carol kind of carried the team for the most part. It was unsettling to watch because we figured for sure.
Been working on my game. What can I say?
Dan was actually, he was playing lights out.
He was sticking some shit, and then all of a sudden he became a fucking PGA professional, giving tips and shit.
I didn't give you anybody. Did I give anybody tips?
I think you were.
What was the tip I gave you? Did I give you a tip? Besides shut the hell up and get in the cart?
I think I gave you a tip, and it was my dick, Dan. Thank God I didn't ride with you. But we had a good time. I'm looking forward to it next year. It was a great outing. Can't beat it. Legendary run. They did great.
Hitting that green on that second shot though on number 18, the par 5 was sweet.
Yeah. We had fun.
That was my favorite shot of the day.
I had more fun though afterwards because we had Montgomery Inn dinner.
Oh, Montgomery Inn's fantastic.
And then Dan bought raffle tickets and won a fucking prize. And when he was in the bathroom or doing something, getting thirds for his dinner,
I did go back for second.
I would say
that actually
could probably be counted for fourth with the way that plate fucking looked.
Jesus.
Well, look,
you could have fed a whole refugee camp.
When you got a chance to eat Montgomery Inn ribs, you eat them.
Dan,
you get the Saratoga chips. The chicken was awesome.
Dan was getting forced, and BJ brought over his prize that he won. It was a jewelry cleaning set and a bunch of other fragrant stuff or whatever. So I was like, Kiefer, give that to me.
It actually has a nice bracelet in it and a necklace.
Retail value of $235 they claim. I had it, and Dan comes back with his fourth plate of food, and I go, "Oh, look at this, Dan! I won it. Oh, Aaron will like that." And I kept going on and on about it, and I had to convince his ass that he actually fucking won it, and I was just playing with him.
Dan's like, that guy over there in the red shirt said I won something.
No, you did, Dan. He was confused.
He did. They could have made a mistake. I usually never win anything, except that one time I went to that Warthogs event. Yeah, that was nice.
You won a goddamn AR-15 for fuck's sakes.
How about that?
How about that?
Just a tip.
And I think you were with me when I signed up for that. I said, I'm going to win this.
You did.
And I did. Well, unbelievable.
A little engine
I
could.
And I did not.
I wish I could do that with lottery tickets.
A lot of people wish they could do that with lottery tickets.
Yeah, Tuesday was a good day watching all the philanthropy that was being thrown around.
Yeah, it was good.
A lot of good money raised. That was good.
I do want to follow it up too, because Tuesday, I believe I told you guys about the story of my son who is 16 years of age.
Oh, yes.
What's the name of the place he applied to?
Rally House.
Rally House.
Rally House.
Apparently, there's a Rally House on Kenwood or Montgomery Road in Kenwood,
like a sports memorabilia
in
store
Cincinnati.
or like clothing store.
They have a good jingle.
Yeah. Well, dumbass is driving. He's got his license. His birthday was in March, so he's above the age of 16. But he has an interview on Monday, and I didn't know this until Tuesday. Has an interview on Monday, and sits there for about a half an hour. They go through a bunch of questions on the interview process. And at the last question, and he was adamant still, what was that? Wednesday, he was telling us? He was still adamant. The last question was, are you above the age of 16? He said no. And he was still adamant with us on Wednesday that he was not above the age of 16. I'm like, all right, let's break this down there, Tiny Tim. Your birthday was in March. You're 16. You've been driving since March. You're above 16. He's like, no, I'm not. I mean, we went back and forth. He thought you had to be 17 to be above 16. So he didn't get the fucking job and didn't say anything. Now, the coup de grace was there's another Rally House on Montgomery Road.
I'm actually inclined to agree with him.
No. There's another Rally House on Montgomery Road.
If you're only 16 years old, you're not above the age of 16.
You're above the age of 16 because you spent 9 months in your mom's belly.
Well, he could have said, I'm 16 years old. Instead of
he's above 16.
Not really a yes or no question.
He's like 16 and a quarter, which is above 16.
See, what do you walk around saying I'm 41 years old and 3/4? Do you? I mean, do you
no, no, dickhead. But when you're in your fucking,
who does that?
When you're a kid,
you do that when you're 4 or 5. How old are you? 4.5.
You still use it.
I mean, come on, man.
Either way, Dan aside,
16 is 16.
$20 is $20. You taught me that.
When you're 50, you're 50.
So then
I'm 50 in 38 days.
Then he finds another Rally House on Montgomery Road, and he applies to them as well. He gets a call Tuesday for an interview. The best is when he called him back, he didn't even look at the area code. He calls him back to set up the interview. They're in fucking Kansas, the state of fucking Kansas. He's like, I didn't know. I thought it was Montgomery Road.
That's going to be a long drive.
Yeah. My wife texted me. She goes, ask Griffin how he's going to get to and from work in Kansas. I was like, what? So we were grilling his ass about that.
Better hit the road.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a little PSA from One More and I'm Out of Here News Network. There are Montgomery roads, main streets, first streets all over the United States. Every town, city has them. And be cognizant of where you are fucking applying.
I said that's going to be a very expensive Uber ride.
Oh my God.
To and from work. You got to leave a day and a half before you start.
That's because he's under 16 and he can't drive, right? Jesus. He's got my car right now. It's a good time.
The look on his face, like when we started busting his balls about it, though, was the best.
And he thought he was in the right. And it was just shocking as fuck. I go, Griff, are you going to pull your head out of your ass one of these days and start thinking?
Yeah, well.
Do we want to go to our shoot 'em up day?
Yeah.
All right.
We can go wherever you want, bud.
I saw this article yesterday, and it kind of struck me as odd. There is a case. It is Ohio versus Brandenburg. And that case went up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Brandenburg was convicted. Brandenburg had a Klan rally in Hamilton County, Ohio, in which we're located back in the 60s. And he had a bunch of his little cluckers here talking about taking over the government, marching on Washington. He was charged under a criminal sedition act or something that the Ohio revised code had at the time. and he was convicted. And he appealed. ACLU brought it up to the U.S. Supreme Court. It's a famous case, and it's on free speech. So imminent violence, imminent was the new standard that Brandenburg established. It used to be a clear and present danger. Brandenburg was talking about overthrowing the government on his little rally speech, and FBI jumped out of bushes and shit and arrested all these cluckers and stuff, especially Brandenburg, charged them. And the U.S. Supreme Court said no. The guy's in a field in Ohio, a farm field in Hamilton County, Ohio. He is not going to cause any lawlessness, violence, or etc. in Washington, D.C. It wasn't imminent at that point in time. Well, then we fast forward to this little article of a FBI raid on a man accused of threatening President Biden. I think the most significant threat to President Biden is him riding a bicycle. But nonetheless, in Provo, Utah, where mostly this weird shit happens all the fucking time, the FBI raided a man's house, Craig Robertson, who is a 74-year-old woodworker accused of making death threats against President Biden and other high-profile Democrats. Days before the president was set to visit the state, Robertson wrote an ominous Facebook post, according to the FBI. His quote, this according to Fox News, "I hear Biden is coming to Utah, digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off my M24 sniper rifle. Welcome, buffoon in chief." Now, sounds pretty scary and harrowing, doesn't it? President's not even in Utah at the time. Now, I did say he was 74, right? He is also 5'4", 300 pounds. And neighbors describe him and friends as unable to even fucking walk without a cane.
Yeah.
So they were very concerned. And the FBI showed up, not just a simple on the front door, "Hey, we got some questions for you in regards to your post on Facebook." Instead, they bring the SWAT team, knock on the fucking door with 20 agents, guns, flashbangs, shoot and kill Mr. Robertson. I said the Brandenburg case for a reason. There was no imminent threat to the president. Now, I don't understand why the FBI would just jump into somebody's fucking house and shoot an old man for speaking his mind. I think it's free speech. Might not be the best idea to do, but nonetheless, it's free speech. Do you not agree, Dan?
Free speech to threaten the president of the United States. I think the Secret Service frowns on that.
I think we got speech for a reason, though.
What I find amusing
I think it's
with
against
this,
the law, though, to make a direct threat to the president of the United States. Go ahead.
Was that a direct threat?
what I find amusing is when questioned, the Secret Service pushed everything into the FBI. They're like, well, essentially, these motherfuckers shot him, so go talk to them.
Yeah.
But you would think that would be a Secret Service issue as well. And I'm sure they're all talking, but reading some of the story, it was a little wonky to me. But.
No, you roll up on the guy at 6:15 in the morning.
Did they go through his wife's underwear drawer?
I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, he didn't live with his wife. He lived with his blind son.
Yeah, it was a caretaker to his adult son.
So, I mean, you got a guy that's morbidly obese, is barely ambulatory. It's amazing how quickly we got photos of him with
suits and shit.
Yeah, with with what appears to be tactical gear on. Photos of him with his ghillie suit on. Photos of him in his workshop, rocking what looks like a 22 caliber rifle.
The good old days.
It's amazing how quickly all that information came out. But when Ashley Babbitt was killed on January 6th in the Capitol building, by not posing a threat to anyone, we don't get any information on that.
So this is where I've got issues. I mean, I got a bunch of issues with this, but one of his screenshot. This is a screenshot from one of his supposedly his Facebook account. Hey, FBI, you still monitoring my social media? ? Checking so I can be sure to have a loaded gun handy in case you drop by again. Mm-hmm. I mean, that doesn't fare well.
Nothing illegal about having a loaded gun.
Correct.
Nothing at all.
But
there's nothing illegal about taunting the FBI and government minders if they're looking after your social media or your emails or anything else.
Which, I mean, they're monitoring all of us every second of the day anyway. So
Yeah. So here, this is for you.
I guess my concern is, we see a former president being raided with an FBI SWAT team. We see this old man in Utah, and there's countless other stories of this going on throughout the United States. When did all of a sudden the DOJ and the FBI declare war on American citizens? And when did it become not okay to voice opposition, whether it be right or wrong? I agree. His words probably were not the best ones to say, but nonetheless,
but he's still allowed to say it.
You are, and I don't get why. Why not just knock on his fucking door with 2 agents or put a surveillance team on him? If he's the one making the direct threat on Biden, he's probably not even near where Biden's going, first of all. Secondly, put a surveillance team on him. You see the fucking old fat guy walking out with a cane with a ghillie suit on and a fucking gun. Stop him at that point in time. He's starting to fulfill it. Instead, you go in there with 20 agents, flashbangs, shooting it up and shit. After he said, I did nothing wrong. I love my Second Amendment right, which guess what? FBI, it is a Second Amendment fucking right.
Absolutely.
The story that I'm reading from the Daily Mail says that photos from the scene show Robertson lying on his back dead on the sidewalk in front of his house. So is it, if they shot him while he was still in his home, is it standard procedure to drag him out and lay him out in on the sidewalk in front of his house?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just don't get it. I mean, there is a clear action that's been implemented in the FBI against Americans, and it's only typically one party Americans.
And we exactly. We've seen this, over the last 2.5, 3 years, where they're weaponizing each of these 3-letter agencies against citizens. Now, do I agree with what he said? No. You shouldn't fucking say those types of things. I don't care what president it is. You shouldn't do it, but you have the right to. Right, wrong, or indifferent, but you don't deserve to be shot and getting, flashbanged and all this shit.
Yeah,
and I don't know all the details.
If you say those things, you're going to likely get a visit from,
as you should.
Yeah, either the FBI or the Secret Service, as you should.
That's what they used to do, is knock on the fucking door. Hey, we got some questions for you.
But I don't think they shoot first and ask questions later. Well, I mean, that probably shouldn't be the policy.
This brings me up to another point.
What if this was a black guy?
Oh, God help us.
What if the perp here had been black? And I mean, there'd be holy hell being raised right now.
Now, let me throw this idea out there. FBI, DOJ, Steve, my NSA guy, if you're listening. Why are we killing these people that are talking like this? Because you're going to chill speech from the wackos, the right wingers. You're going to chill it. So now you're not going to know who it is. Nobody's going to talk about it. And that's when it gets really fucking dangerous. I would rather have those people speaking on social media so I know who in the fuck they are and I can monitor them.
Right. Now
they're learning from this. At least I would be. And I'm not putting shit on social media. I'm not going to vent on social media. That's what social media is for. A lot of times it'll de-escalate because you can fucking release that vent valve.
Right.
And just get the steam out, the pressure build up. Oh, it's out. I voiced my opinion. Now I'm not going to. It's like putting the lipstick on in that movie with Adam Sandler.
Oh,
when he apologized for being a dick and spilled Billy Madison. Why not let them vent and just keep a track? I know you keep a track of fucking everything. Hoover started that shit when he started the FBI. He tracks everybody. They got a file. If you are a Dem and you think you're free and clear, there's a fucking file on you.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Absolutely.
Let him vent.
And watch him. I agree with you. Watch him.
Yeah.
Have a conversation, interrogate him, or quote unquote interview him. What are your thoughts? Like, why are you putting all this out there? And if you want to go that far and talk to him, or like you said, just fucking watch him.
Yeah. And how many people haven't said, I am so pissed, I'm going to kill him next time I see him? And it's just them venting at that point in time. They're not truly going to go get a gun and kill somebody. You do that again, I'll kill you. That is just people blowing off steam. It's the way we talk a lot of times. I
made the statement to our buddy Rex when I got here. I said, I don't know why I feel this way, but everybody I see today, I want to punch in the fucking face.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know why.
FBI.
I just feel that way.
Was today?
Today.
FBI.
I haven't seen you all day today, except for
It
right
wasn't,
now.
it wasn't
the
directed at you.
podcast.
It was directed at every individual that came into my space.
Despite his detailed and gruesome posts, neighbors say Robertson was frail, elderly man who used a cane and not someone they considered dangerous.
Nope.
There's no way he was going to drive from here to Salt Lake City, setting up a rifle and taking a shot at the president. 100% no way.
Oh, shit,
neighbor
you said
Andrew Andrew Maunder, the
I
neighbor,
already
said
took
that, according to the Post.
Oh, fuck his neighbor.
Now we got thought police going on. I love it.
Many conservatives also point out that Donald Trump encountered thousands of death threats, yet the FBI
Didn't raid anybody's
did absolutely
house,
nothing.
nor kill anybody.
They just raided his house.
And so,
His house.
Went through his wife's fucking underwear drawer.
having read that sentence, I Googled death threats against Donald Trump.
Oh, you're going to be monitored now.
And the only thing that comes up is, well, Trump said this, Trump said that. And I remember rallies in Washington, D.C. What did Sean Penn say? When was the last time an actor took out the president of the United States? Didn't Madonna say, I've often dreamed of going up and blowing up the White House?
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, I was going to
Kathy
say.
Griffin with the
head.
Yeah,
the head cut off.
Beheading him.
Wasn't there a video by Snoop Dogg where there's a character in the video that points a gun at the head of a Trump character?
What would happen if Kid Rock's video, We the People, had a Biden watermelon up there instead of just a plain watermelon? Oh, fuck. Do you think the FBI would raid his place?
Fuck yeah.
Flashbangs and shit?
He'd be fucking shut down.
Yeah, it'd be Ruby Ridge in Tennessee.
Yeah,
That'd
exactly.
be horrific.
Exactly.
Well, welcome to do as we say.
But again, the thing on this is when the government wants to spin a story, again, all the pictures come out. We've got all this information, but yet the manifesto that was written by the shooter in Tennessee at the school there is still under wraps. We are not allowed to see that, but yet we can know everything there is to know about this dude.
Yep.
What it was out in Utah, right?
Yeah, Provost. Brought to you by One More and I'm Out of Here Underground.
Now, do we have an underground news network now?
We're gonna have to go to a secret location.
We should call our buddy Lady Maga and see if he's got an update on it.
We're gonna need more storage space for all the channels that we're making.
It's unbelievable.
One More No Matter Your News Network, Underground. One More No Matter Your News Network.
I just read that yesterday, though, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They're just killing Americans haphazardly and going on with their lives. And then we're going to paint this motherfucker. I'm sure there's some good pictures of him holding his kid or helping his adult disabled blind son and this and that, maybe picking up groceries. Nope. We're going to show the guns from 30 years ago. We're going to show the ghillie suit.
We're showing everything bad.
Doesn't fit anymore. He's an evil person.
But you got to admit, these pictures with him with the tactical gear on, he looks like a little bit of a badass.
Shit, he was 74, Dan.
Well, I mean, this was earlier in his career.
Yeah, not now. But they killed him.
Look at that. Look at that dude. You want to face that?
How big of a threat are you at 300 pounds and 5'4", and 74 years old?
Yeah, and using a
fucking
cane to get around. Yeah.
How far?
If I can't get to the gun, I'm going to beat you with the fucking cane. How's that?
How far is Salt Lake City from Provost?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It is 1 hour and 4 minutes. He would have to stop and take an insulin shot. So
and seven piss breaks.
Well, if he was driving an electric vehicle, he'd have to stop and charge up for a couple of hours.
With that weight, yeah, fuck yeah.
It's just such a bizarre world that we're living in now.
Yeah.
That we have to. It's giving us stuff to talk about and content to put out, and our opinions, and whether people agree with them or whether they don't, that's okay. But everything is getting weaponized.
Do you think everybody's of the opinion though that doesn't? Oh, it wouldn't happen to me. Well, I'm sure a lot of people think that until it does.
Right.
Well, guess what? It could. It very well could happen to you. And
make one bad fucking social media post and you're fucked.
How many people haven't fucking made a bad post at like midnight or 1 a.m? I know we have.
I am totally guilty.
Yep, we have, and we've been in Facebook jail many a time.
And also, I don't proofread. If there's Miller Lights on board, I typically don't proofread, and I just send it. And I deal with it the next day.
Yeah, fuck it. Water under the bridge. I would not recommend talking about killing a president on social media.
I do agree
But
wholeheartedly with that.
But I do like the Brandenburg decision. That's why I brought it up. Imminent violence. No, it's not going to happen.
Well, it's like I told you before we came on. I wasn't super versed in that, so I was, it was almost like studying for a test in school. But I didn't realize that happened in Hamilton County where we live.
And
I want to know where. I want to know exactly.
I looked online. I cannot find the address, but I will tell you this too. The time is coming, ladies and gentlemen, where if you even think it, they will. What the fuck movie was that with Sylvester Stallone? Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there was another one too. Fuck, it was it
Minority Report?
Where they just the government could read your thoughts, and if you thought about killing somebody, they would take you out.
That was Minority Report.
Was it
Tom Cruise?
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Guess what? We also got a Department of AI now. So Steve, you got some more programming to do.
Steve, you're going to be real busy.
Quit watching me in the bathroom, Steve, on the front-facing camera. As much as I love it, take some time off. Take a vacation, see your family.
Well, Steve, your government minder.
Yeah, he's my handler.
It's the one that looks right deeply into Rob's eyes.
I think they assigned him
defiling himself.
I think they assigned him because we like the same category on Pornhub.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm. So big day in history today. It's August 11th. You know what happened in 2014 on today's date, Dan?
I'm sorry. What day? What year?
2014.
2014.
If you look at my computer, I don't know if you can see it that far.
Your screen is.
I know. I got a security shield on it, Dan, because you might be working for the FBI.
Yeah, I might.
Robin Williams died by suicide today. Sad. I like Robin.
That was 14.
Yeah, I know.
Holy
Doesn't feel
shit.
that long ago.
Why would a guy like that kill himself?
I love that guy.
He was a heroin addict for a long time, I heard.
Really?
Wasn't he a heroin addict? He dealt with a lot of depression and shit. I thought he was on heroin. Or no. That was not Robin. It was shit. Who OD'd on it around the same fucking time? Blonde-headed guy. He played in the lot of movies. He was a great actor. Shit. I could see him. I can't remember his name.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Thank you.
Yep.
He OD'd. Not today though.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was a great actor.
He was a great actor.
But that it just goes to show when it comes to suicide, you never know.
No.
I mean, here's people
and it's the ones that don't talk about it
who should be on top of the world. I mean, the guy had fame, he had money, he had everything you could ever want. Never had to work another day the rest of his life if he didn't want to, and he takes himself out. I don't understand it.
It's sad. Robin Williams was a great actor. Too bad.
Unbelievably talented.
Today's date, 1994, Major League Baseball tried to kill Major League Baseball. The Players Association began a labor strike, and it took them years to recover from that shit show, man. Attendance was down. Mm-hmm. It led to the cancellation of the remainder of the season in the World Series. And then they had to do a bunch of mea culpa and $20 type shit.
Was that the year of the split season?
I think it was.
Yeah, because it was shortly after the All-Star break.
Was that when
who was it? Houston?
No, I think it was that. I'm trying because there was a year when the season was split into two pieces, and the Reds actually won the most games that season, but didn't make it into the playoffs.
No, they didn't play it anymore.
The way they had the format set up,
they didn't play it anymore. They were done. In 94, they were done after August 11th. Did they play the next year?
There was another strike or that split season. I remember
that was 87. There was a strike.
It might have been
I
80s.
just can't remember.
Yeah, it might have been 80s.
Anyway.
Somebody will know. Carl Lewis became the third track and field athlete to win 4 gold medals in one Olympic, joining in 1984.
Man, he barely beat you in that track meet.
Yeah, I know.
He barely beat you. You did great.
I pulled a hammy.
You like to challenge all kinds of professional athletes and shit. So I figured that was probably one that you did before we started the podcast.
Is Carl still alive? I challenge him right now. What else is going on? This is one of my favorite shit. Race riot, not this one, the next one. Race riots erupted in the Watts district of LA, resulting in the deaths of 34 people in 1965. The civil rights movement was in full swing. We talked about MLK on MLK Day. That was what was that, Memphis, where he did the "I Have a Dream" speech, and he was shot.
We did the "I Have a Dream" speech in Washington D.C. He got
Was
shot.
it?
He got shot in Memphis.
That's what it
Memphis.
was.
Yep.
The
Can't remember the
Beatles.
name of the hotel. I went there. I actually stood where he was gunned down.
Really?
Yeah.
In a game against Cleveland Indians in 1929, Babe Ruth of the New York Yankees hit his 500th career home run, becoming the first baseball player to reach that milestone. Every other one's probably an asterisk by now.
And if Babe Ruth could do it with his lifestyle, I think you should probably start playing.
They should double those for him because he was eating fucking hot dogs, smoking cigars, and drinking beers before games and after games and all night. He was a true baseball player.
True baseball player. we do have a
Babe Ruth.
We have a comment that said, "Did Rob shave? Question mark. How did I miss that? Shit."
No, I ran
did.
I ran into some fly tape hanging from a ceiling in a restaurant the other day, and I couldn't get off of it, so I pulled my mustache off. I'm just getting ready for the chest.
And David J challenges you to a 40-yard dash.
Shit.
and he's got a bum leg.
I know.
My money's still on David J.
I'm kicking his leg too.
Babe Ruth did not like the idea of night baseball because he
Cut into his alcohol.
cut into his partying after the games.
That's why I hate Mayor's Court at 6 o'clock. I
Said a
Jesus.
man's got to have a good steak dinner after a ball game, and
Oh,
if you eat late at night after a night game, he said it's not good for the digestion.
No, nor is all the alcohol that you throw down your gullet and the whores that you're banging
Whoa.
until like 4 a.m. and then you
Allegedly.
wake up for a next game.
Allegedly.
You remember what he said? There was a reporter one year who said to him, the reporter said, "Do you realize you make more money than the president of the United States?" And you know what his reply was?
It was some can the president hit as many home
And
runs?
his
or something?
reply was, "I had a better year than the president."
Yeah, something.
Now that's funny.
1921 on today's date, Alex Haley, an African-American writer best known for the
Roots.
autobiography of Malcolm X in 1965 and Roots, the Saga of an American Family in 1976, was born in Ithaca, New York.
That was a
1921.
huge miniseries when
Yeah,
that
it
was
was.
on TV.
Yeah, it was.
Back in the day. I mean, everyone watched it.
LeVar Burton.
Yeah,
I watched it.
everyone watched it.
Um,
Roots.
We had to watch it in school.
I don't think I
Yeah.
ever read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I've seen some documentaries on him, but I don't think I've ever read it. Can I go tomorrow? We're just going to cruise a couple of these real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because one, the phonograph was invented by Thomas Edison in 1877. More importantly,
What was his middle name?
Elva.
There you go.
It was written on there, Dan. I just skipped it. Fuck, all I had to do was back up a little bit. Good call there, Tiger.
That's all right.
He's got the story pulled up, and you're going to throw a trivia question.
Well, I mean, it might not have had his middle name there. Then he would have been like, I don't know.
August 12th. This chick was so fucking hot, and I loved her and Humphrey Bogart. Lauren Bacall died at the age of 89 in 2014.
She was fine.
She was, didn't they get married? I think her and Humphrey got married for a while in the 50s. She was very hot.
I have no idea.
And her voice, I think it was her voice. The voice was sexy as shit, and her eyes were beautiful, even in black and white. Technovision.
Some people look better in black and white.
You look better with the lights off, Dan.
I've been told that before.
Yeah.
I've been told that
I am
before.
sure. During a press
Here,
conference,
let's try it right now.
August 12th, 1966.
Keith, can you hit the lights over there? We'll see how I look. How we looking?
If we killed the microphone, it'd be awesome. John Lennon of the Beatles apologizing for saying the band was more popular than Jesus now.
Who
Yeah.
said that?
John Lennon. Apparently back in the day.
He had to apologize for that.
I know.
I thought apologies were a newer thing
No, I
where you got to apologize for everything you say.
apparently people still believed in Jesus back then, Dan. Now,
Well, the Beatles could have been more popular than Jesus. There was probably more people on the earth.
oh, wait a minute. It wasn't
when the-
Jesus, it's Jesus. My bad. It was a soccer player in
It
Mexico.
was a Mexican selling
I'm
tamales.
just saying, if you break that statement down, there's probably more people on the earth when the Beatles were around than when Jesus was walking the earth. And so Jesus, in his day, very popular, I guess,
Jesus.
especially amongst the
I love the fact that you said very
the
popular
disciples.
in his day, I guess.
I mean, they did kill him after all. They put him up on a cross.
Peter didn't like him. Was it Peter or Paul? Who betrayed him 3 times?
I don't.
I
I never read the Bible.
I didn't read the Bible. I've seen movies.
That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me, and I know it.
Either way, Jesus from Mexico City did not give out enough autographs for Lenin. East Germany began construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961 on tomorrow's date. And see what else.
And who uttered the famous phrase?
Reagan. Ronald Reagan.
Tear down.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Yeah. Gorbachev drank a lot of red wine.
Tear down this wall.
It was always on his forehead. That's about it. Fuck it. We're done with history. But Lauren Bacall, R.I.P. God, she's hot. I might have to watch something with her in it tonight.
You probably will.
I will. Steve, stay.
Your government minder's in for another show tonight.
Steve, stay tuned.
Here goes Harking again.
He's beating that thing like he stole something.
Yeah.
It's almost like it owed him money.
Steve, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Black and white, traditional, baby.
You're so weird.
He's calling. Hey, can you take this for a little while? Hurricane's gonna rub one off for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna take a leak.
Dan, would you like to talk about your video that you?
Football starts tonight too, or yesterday actually. Technically last week, but
yeah, I think you and I, Jason, have talked about this.
See, again, I'm cut out.
Well, I'm just saying.
You just had like a fucking 15-minute goddamn segment.
No, of the pre-show conversation that you guys go to movies together.
We were back.
We were
back here. We were back here preparing before you were back here.
You
had to be social out front.
Reaffix the banner that fell off.
About time you're doing something.
I know. I'm looking at those banners above my head. They look like shit right now.
That's all right. We'll fix it.
They need some work. But anyway,
I need you to focus.
Yeah. Get on it, Dan. I like this boom thing. That's nice.
I think one thing that we talked about many years ago was making a trip to Sturgis for the big annual bike rally there.
Yes, sir.
And that is a multiple day event, is it not? And it go on for 2 weeks. And so people
it is rolling right now.
People who ride bikes from all over the country, they converge on Sturgis, South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Somebody travel with him to make sure
it's
he
one of the
that.
Dakotas that you're not aware of.
I've never been there. I want to go there sometime. Those are 2 of the states I've never been.
And that's what we said.
North and South Dakota.
When we go to St. Ange Bar in North Dakota, you will be going to St. Ange Bar in South Dakota.
Well, I want to go. If I'm going to go that far, if I'm going to go all the way to South Dakota, I'm going to go to North Dakota. I'm going to hit North Dakota just so I can say I've been there.
Sounds good.
But the big Sturgis rally is going on. And so you got bikers from all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on there. But one thing, if you're going to have a bunch of bikers at a rally, what's the one thing you can guarantee that's going to happen? There's going to be a lot of beer drinking.
A lot of beer drinking.
Yeah. So it only makes sense that beer makers would set up a booth there to try and sell their wares and have different promotions and promote the brand. And so there's a guy who's making a video in Sturgis, and he put out the video of what's happening there around the Budweiser booth. And go ahead and hit that, Jason, and you get a pretty good idea. I like the shot in the beginning because it shows there's all kinds of people on the street. There's bikes on the street, and there's activity going on. And you're going to see in the video here, he's going to, as soon as he gets it rolling.
Roll that.
I was just
beautiful bean footage.
I was just letting you.
You won't.
No, I was going to narrate it.
Here we are, Sturgis.
Here we are, Sturgis.
Midweek. Any improvement?
So take a look at that.
We hope Bolts of Honor is here. The white tent. We're hoping business picks up a little bit, but guys, midweek. Oh my goodness! Wow. Guys, are we seeing any uptick in business here? A little bit, okay.
A little bit.
Okay. All right. We're seeing. Hey, let's keep it positive, right? Let's keep it positive. Maybe by the end of the week, Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing what you're doing. We appreciate the hardworking employees. We covered this early on in the week, guys. Take a look. Sturgis is absolutely jam-packed. The Harley tent is packed. The BMW tent is packed. But Budweiser having a tough go. There must be a whole lot of beer left over in there. I don't know what to say. But might be too soon.
And that's a shame, too, because Folds of Honor is a great organization. And so they're getting hosed a little bit by being
right.
Did you say hosed?
They're getting hosed. They're getting screwed. I mean, they're getting not
getting the recognition
in getting the revenues that they hope for, being part of the Sturgis rally and selling T-shirts and raising awareness about what they do. It's a shame, man.
I've got buddies out there that are sending me videos of all of these different, festival like atmospheres that are out there. I mean, they're all over, and they're sending me videos, and it's fucking packed. But yet that place looked like a fucking
absolutely
ghost town.
Deserted.
It was a ghost town,
and there's very few of those. I know if I was riding my Harley at a big rally like that, I would not want to be seen as the one guy who's there at the Bud Light booth, or
you pussy,
the one guy who's there at the Budweiser booth.
I went to the Jason Aldean concert, and I love the fact that I love Bud Light because there was nobody in that fucking beer line.
So it makes it easy.
Fucking awesome.
Good for you.
I'm okay with it, Dan. I even drank it with my pinky up, bitch.
I know. I had to hang out with you that night.
Little Dylan Mulvaney's sliding down the throat. Too bad he's in South America, or is he in South Dakota now?
But I think that video is a good illustration of just how serious this thing is getting. I mean, they've laid off a bunch of people.
Well, videos in the past, you would have seen that, and it would have been nuts to butts people.
Absolutely,
nuts to butts. That's a good one.
Budweiser's doing a big promotion.
Considering we're talking about Dylan Mulvaney, nuts to butts. I
See
love
what
it.
I did there?
Budweiser's doing a big promotion with Harley Davidson right now, and the can they put out is really cool looking with the Harley logo on it.
Are you hiding it?
You've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, I thought I had a picture of it, but I may not.
But it's all for naught. Just because, and I keep saying that the management, the ownership of InBev, Anheuser-Busch, they got to come out and they got to own what happened. Well, they got to say that they made a mistake.
I think Dylan came out, and that's what caused everything.
But they're afraid to do it because of the backlash. If they come out and say, "Hey, look, we shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have gone down this road. We were wrong. We're sorry. We respect our drinkers." Then
you're going to get 8% of the population.
We know that's not what you're about.
That are trainees going against them, plus their supporters.
Oh yeah. They come out and say that.
Would you rather have the 8% against you or the 92?
The LGBTQ is going to unload on them like nothing you ever seen.
They'll add another letter.
And they're going to call it hate speech, and they're going to, you're going to get people killed, and all this bullshit.
FBI will be jumping indoors.
It comes into that stage where you're already too far gone. So now you just shut your mouth and try to. Football season's coming up, and you try to figure out a way to dig yourself out of that hole. But Coors Light with having Rip, Cole Hauser as their spokesperson, they're taking advantage and they're capitalizing on it. And I'm sure it's probably helping them.
That commercial you played that one day, I meant to play that on my radio show, and I totally blanked on that.
You blew it.
I still got time.
You had one job. You had one job to do.
Who'd you blow, Dan?
I didn't blow anyone. I blew it. I missed it. I missed my opportunity.
But I thought
you said you blew somebody.
But the opportunity is still there. I'm going to play that as a great commercial.
But their best option is take advantage of the football season. Don't do anything that is, viral, or just put your brand out the way you had put your brand out in the past, and then potentially things may come back.
I know, but at this point, though, I mean, you've got to be some kind of marketing genius to figure out how to dig them out of this hole.
Have you ever gotten in an argument with your wife?
Oh.
And you know that you are blatantly,
I was going to say all the time.
Blatantly fucking wrong. You know you're blatantly wrong.
Never.
How hard is it for you to say, you know what, I fucked up and I'm sorry?
Best defense is a good offense.
Exactly. Well,
Go forward with it.
No, I've done that. No,
but that's
not just with my wife.
That's where this is at. That's where this is at with
But with
Budweiser,
friends
in my
of mine.
opinion.
When I did something I know I shouldn't have done, I came clean. I said, "Hey, this is on me. This is my fault. I'm in the wrong here. I hope you can forgive me and we move on." I mean, that's what I did,
And that's what they should do. But they're being prideful right now. Just they're in damage control and trying. All right, so what's the next thing that we can do to boost our sales back up, and then probably forget about it and just move on?
Yeah,
Keith,
not a bunch of phony baloney commercials
I sent you a
trying to act like nothing ever happened. At some point, they have to own it, because until they do, everything they put out rings hollow. None of it rings true. None of it means anything.
I sent you an email, Keith. If you can put that up at all.
Yeah, well,
This is what they need to do. They need to get this motherfucker up on advertising. He'll show it in a minute, but
Yeah.
I mean that's what
You
they need.
guys
I'm
just
gonna find another one real quick too. It's the
Oh,
I think
for
we've already
God's
played it.
sake. Are you serious?
We already put it up there at one time, man. This is a real American right here.
it's a
That-
real American.
Yeah, fuck Hulk Hogan. I'm a real American. Look at this. There's another one too. Fuck it. I'm gonna share that one with you too. I wish I could do this online right now. They need to do this as a can too. The next one coming at you, Keith. So that's what I think.
Why didn't you send these emails earlier so we can have them ready?
This is always the
Well,
fun,
because-
this is always the fun part because I get the shit halfway.
Oh,
halfway through.
You remember when I was talking about you guys not sharing what the fuck Dan brought to the table because he normally
you
brings nothing?
There you go.
There's Rob with all his friends.
That is a real fucking American right there, baby.
Yeah, baby.
You know that guy drinks Bud Light. You want to drink it too. God damn, what
Rob-
a pimp, daddy.
Rob Herking, and look at the all the people following
Is
him.
that literally what you see in that picture? Is Pimp Daddy?
Fuck yeah, it
Is
is.
that the
That's-
shit
that's what
house?
you
Is that-
see?
What is that?
What?
That's what you see. All right,
And
cool.
I'm gonna last one, Keith.
I'm watching
Hopefully you
all
can get this one on. This one also,
God.
I mean, they should just run them together. I should have sent this
that.
earlier.
I mean,
My
it
bad.
actually did look like Dylan Mulvaney. In that
How
picture.
dare anybody call that man a clown?
how dare they?
God love Dylan. And Bud Light, get the fuck over it. They fucked up. If you like the beer, quit being a bitch like Dan. Be a real American like Rob. Drink Bud Light. Drink it with your pinky up.
Oh, yeah, this one's.
Drink it with your pinky up.
This is a good one.
And you know what? You
This
coming,
actually looks like you're looking at Dylan Mulvaney. Once I'm able
Jesus
to get
Christ.
it up.
Where did that come from?
coming to a store near you.
Where the hell did that come from?
The real American collectible can for Bud Light.
Where the hell did that come from?
It's a little
How
something.
much time did you spend on Photoshop making that?
I did not do it. It was sent to me, Dano.
This literally looks like you were sitting on the side of the bathtub with Dylan Mulvaney.
I don't.
That is disgusting.
I disagree.
That is.
Sweetheart, you're doing such good work. You're doing such good
Look
work,
at that.
sweetheart.
That is so pimp.
Rob's like, I wonder if I got enough toilet paper when this is over.
Holy shit. You know what? I'm not even mad that you took so long to send me these because your commentary with it. Wow.
You're gonna love it though. The next one, you get the next one.
Where your fucking head is at is amazing.
Did you get the next one?
Hold on, I'm getting there, motherfucker.
All right.
It's not how you
It's
say
good enough
it's
for
the way
Dylan
you
Mulvaney.
say it.
It's good
not what
enough
you
for
say,
Robert.
it's how you say it.
Oh, I've already talked to you about your fucking way of speaking with me.
Yeah, you're fucking.
The hell are we listening to?
You'll know in a minute. You would buy it.
If that doesn't say real American right there, I
Fuck.
don't know what does.
Which one you got? Is that the Pride Night one? There it is, baby. pinky up, Bud Light, and I was gonna get a pretzel, and I went hot dog. So fuck it.
Throat deep in that fucking Cody.
That was a foot long, man. I could have gone the normal size, but I went foot long just because it was Pride Night, and I was drinking a Mulvaney.
Because it was Pride Night.
So we done with the Bud Light skit. Look for your can, your souvenir can, and I'm gonna do a signing up here next podcast on Monday, 8/14.
Faulkner Raider said I still wouldn't buy Bud Light with or a Bud with Rob's face on it.
She would. She knows it.
And then she said, "You're gay."
I know. Very happy today.
Jill said that can is majestic.
It is
Majestic. Wow.
It kind of floats.
We're gonna have a conversation when we get home.
That can floats, kind of like me walking around this place.
What in the actual fuck? The fact that you think that shit's pimp.
It is pimp. I will sign cans Monday night if you can get your commemorative
Bring your own Sharpie.
Yep. I got Sharpies. Fuck it.
If only they existed in real life.
Now, you know what real Americans do too.
And actually, I didn't even look at this.
I am going to.
Of course, David J says, "Of course,
Women's restroom.
Women's restroom."
I was trolling, baby. I was trolling.
Does this make Rob a lesbian?
I was trolling, man. It's handicap. I was looking for handicap people like you, David J. And Dead Legs. Just waiting for you guys to come out. We did see one of you two. We saw Dead Legs down on the court that night. Floor. Remember the guy in the wheelchair? It's like, is that Dead Leg?
and the fact that you thought that he was in a wheelchair.
I know. I always thought he was until I met him. Speaking of things to do that are real American this weekend, for those of you, it's going to be an excellent year for the Perseid meteor shower, which peaks late tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Optimal time to grab your commemorative Rob Herking Real American Bud Light can, sit outside with a cigar, and soak in all the testosterone exuding from that can touching your hand.
Oh, Jesus.
And
now we're getting deep.
I do love the Perseid meteor shower. And remember the time I told Kevin Braun 2 weeks after it? What was that, about 5 years ago? Buddy of ours, Kevin, man. I texted him. I was like, hey, meteor shower this weekend, man. This night is going to be optimal on Friday. Well, it had happened 2 weeks prior. So he calls his ex-wife at 1 a.m. and she wakes the kids up and they're standing on the front fucking porch. I'm sleeping at 1 a.m. and they're looking and they cannot see shit. The next day he comes in and he's telling us, I'm like, oh my fucking God, you didn't read the date? You dumbass. It was hilarious. So I just sent it to Kevin too. I'm sure he's got a real
That's pretty funny.
Snarky fucking response. She was so pissed. He was pissed. Kevin's a big dude. I'm going to be laying out in the field somewhere tomorrow night.
I'm sure you are.
Hopefully without crime scene tape.
Did somebody
chalk outline?
Did somebody tip you?
No.
Is that why you're going to be laying in a field? Did you get tipped?
Nice. I'm a real American motherfucker.
Oh, holy shit.
I'm going to go out with my buddy Keith.
Perseid meteor shower. That's the biggest one of the year, though.
It is. And it's supposed to be a crescent moon that is last year. I believe it was a full moon, which hid some of the smaller ones. This year it's going to be a crescent moon, so it won't be as bright from the moon. So you should be able to see a lot more meteors on a lot more.
And it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Yeah, just they say that, which means it's not going to. I mean, fuck. Look at
it's opposite day. It's Saturday. It's opposite day.
I swear to God, do they hire weathermen at schools for dyslexic people? I mean, they never get the shit right. Never get it fucking right. What'll rain tomorrow is sweat coming off your brow when you're leaning over a golf ball.
This year, the shower will peak around the night of August 12th before dawn.
That's what I said, Dan.
On August 13th.
That'll be right before Rob's going to bed, so it works out perfectly.
2023 will be a good year for Perseids.
When I'm pulling in the driveway.
Right.
As the moon will be only 10% illuminated.
The Perseid meteor shower is often considered the best of the year due to its high meteor rates and pleasant weather conditions. So meteorologists are going to get this fucking thing wrong. Just go ahead and go out there about 11 o'clock tomorrow night, get a Rob Herking Bud Light, lay down, look up at the sky, and enjoy. If you got shrooms, I'd take them. Maybe some weed.
If you
they say the rate can be between 150 and 200 meteors per hour.
Yeah, they fly over like a motherfucker.
If you email Rob your phone number, he'll be sure to call and text and FaceTime you at the most inopportune times. So he would love to do so, just like he does to our buddy Keith, who's sitting in the room with us right now.
Well, I do it to you too, man. When I got long walks home at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know, and then I get yelled at because I just sent it to voicemail.
And there's a cop there, and I need somebody to talk to.
He loves talking to new people. So
and it's FaceTime
please
too.
email your cell phone numbers so Rob can put it in his Rolodex
What
as
movie?
he's going through while he's all fucked up.
What movie was that again? God, I'm having a fucking stroke like Dan last week.
Most of the Perseids are tiny, about the size of a sand of grain. A sand grain, a grain of sand. Almost none of the fragments hit the ground, but if one does, it's called a meteorite.
Wow, not a
How about
left.
that?
It's called a meteor left or a meteor
It's
right.
called a meteorite.
Yeah, FBI will be raiding the meteorites location very shortly. I do have David J's number. So
Perseids reach a temperature of more than 3,000 degrees
thanks, Dan.
as each fragment travels through the atmosphere.
I was just putting it up there for our viewers and listeners to be able to enjoy tomorrow night. It's going to be all over the U.S. Probably the best spot to see it is going to be at Sturgis in the Bud Light booth. There's going to be no ambient
You'll
light
have
there.
to
Nobody.
yourself.
Yeah, you can just stretch the fuck out.
Plenty of seating.
Yes.
Plenty of seating.
Dan will be in North Dakota. Kiefer and I will be in South Dakota at Sturgis. Ladies and gentlemen, next podcast, August 14th.
Monday.
Monday. Do you got anything else, Dano?
What time on Monday?
Oh, fuck.
We'll deal with that.
All right.
We'll deal with that with you
I've got
after we're done.
I know I got a busy day on Monday.
Well, did you put the dates? You gave us the dates.
I
We all
know.
sat down.
I
So,
know.
nobody
I
else
got a
works,
busy
Dan.
day.
Nobody else works.
real quick before we head out, and we got to do a couple ad reads before.
Best time to look for meteors in the pre-dawn hours.
Thanks,
Really?
Thanks, Dan.
I'm just trying to be, be.
It's too bad it wasn't last weekend because we could have been up watching meteors, listening to U.S. women's soccer team at about 5 a.m. Dan,
I'm glad they're not playing anymore.
I know you're a misogynist.
Well, no, I'm not. But they
Yeah, you
hate
are.
the USA, so I'm glad they're done.
You hate women.
No, I love women,
Nope.
but I'm glad they're done because
All right, I'm
if
done.
they're going to disrespect the country,
Varner Netherton
you know,
revival.
when you wear that uniform that says USA on it, should mean something to you.
It does to me, Dan, on the Bud Light can. I'm a real American, baby. You never see me take a knee. I don't have purple hair. So, real American, Rob Herking, Bud Light, Percy and Meteor shower tomorrow night. I'll be there with you. We can FaceTime. I can get about 30 people on my FaceTime video. We can all sit there and FaceTime, talk,
I'll sit there.
do a little pillow talking on the front lawns, and watch some shit fly by.
We can go down to the park where there's no lights at all and it's dark as hell.
Yeah, it's
Get a lawn
you're,
chair, kickback.
You're always wanting to take men to parks, Dan. That
I'm
are
just
dark.
saying that's where they go to watch the meteor shower.
So Varner Netherton revival. The boys are together again and making the best music of their lives. Cincinnati's own Dan Varner has rejoined with longtime friends Nick, Brad, and Rye, and now the Varner Netherton revival is filling clubs and arenas from the Queen City to Nashville and every place in between. Varner Netherton revival is more than award-winning musicians and recording artists. They're just playing fun. Their vocal harmonies had crowds of 10 to 10,000 standing up and singing along, and the best part is you can book them for your event. Check out a show near you and find out more at varnernetherton.com. That's varnernetherton.com. And if you're coming to Cincinnati August 19th, you will be able to see Varner Netherton Revival at the Woodhawk Hawk of Ages, where we are podcasting from 1 to 2. We've got Justin Edwards, Fast Eddie's Fist MMA coming in to fight Dan. He accepted the challenge. He's coming down from Mansfield. He is tired of Dan talking shit about him via my text.
Who am I talking shit about?
Justin Edwards. You've been railing on him.
I have been.
On my text.
Is that true?
Yes. For the past couple of weeks, Dan.
According to the text you've written.
Yes.
I see how that works now.
He's pretty pissed off.
He's pretty pissed.
Let me. I ain't scared of that fucker.
Oh, wow. There we go, Justin. We got bam, baby.
Should I be? I don't know the dude. Should I be
He's
scared
40 years old, MMA fighter.
I took Rich Franklin down, so bring him on. I don't give a shit.
There we go. You also shook Marky Mark's fucking dick.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you touched his dick.
No, I drove the car that he drove.
And then you shook his hand, which touched his dick. We've already been through this.
Yeah,
Dan.
we've been through it.
So I'll pull up that.
Do you have another ad read
I'm
that
like
you would like to
I'm
do?
like a stunt car driver.
All right, cool. All right, sweet.
No, I will. But the banners you see behind us were created by our buddy Randy Corbett at Corbett Graphics. And if you have any signage needs, Corbett Graphics is the one you want to get in touch with. You can find them on Facebook, on Twitter, on all the social media, or at CorbettGraphics.com. Look at the beautiful graphic that we have on our screen right now. Corbett Graphics.
Wow.
I mean, you go to Paycor Stadium where the Bengals play
tonight.
you're going to
7
see
p.m.
his work.
7 p.m. tonight.
Big, first preseason game is coming up. If you go to the Fifth Third Arena where the UC Bearcats,
what arena?
Fifth Third Arena,
Jesus.
you're going to see his work. And if you go to any high school venue anywhere in the tri-state area,
If you're allowed,
you're going to see his work. So Corporate Graphics does a great job from original artwork to design concepts to installation. Corporate Graphics, your one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Corporate Graphics, he's done a great job for us, and we recommend him highly.
Randy's a great dude too. He's
Enhancing
like
your
family.
success.
He works with you. He's like family.
You might say I work with him.
No. If he works for you, if he does a sign for you,
Oh, if he works
it's like
for
having
you,
a family member. He's going to take care of you.
No,
Randy's
he
a great
does a
guy.
great job.
He's going to make sure it's quality.
Meticulous.
Yes.
Very meticulous.
As we're dialing it down, I do want to go just a little bit somber, but throw our thoughts and prayers to the people out in Maui
Oh yeah.
dealing with the wildfires. Our friend Deadleg has friends that, with him living over there for 10 years, he's got friends there that are dealing with a whole bunch of shit. And, I had some pictures pulled up, but I don't think we need to show them. It's, the devastation is just, we were using the term yesterday, apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible.
Well, what was crazy is we were talking about it yesterday or the day before. I didn't even know about it until Tuesday night when it had already happened. I got home and I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
So hurricane force winds that bellowed a wildfire out of freaking control. And
it does look like hell with an attic fan in it.
Yeah.
Just with the wind, 70-mile-an-hour winds blowing the fire all across. 36 people killed, I think, was the last body count I saw.
It's up to 50.
Is it up to 50?
I saw last night 53 or 56.
And these are confirmed, but it's going to be a lot fucking higher.
So quick.
I have not seen anything yet on the origin of that.
I have not either.
Yeah.
I have not either.
Deadleg
and I talked about it on
you were
Fair's Top Patreon stuff yesterday, and it's going to be really, really bad. The numbers that they're putting out right now are not accurate.
Oh, Dan has to pick up the tab.
It's just going to take a little while, but
it does suck.
Our thoughts and prayers are with them, and any help that any of our listeners, can throw out, to those people would be great.
Yep. Beautiful area, Maui and Hawaii, the actual Big Island.
Can you imagine? A lot of these wildfires, and we talked about it yesterday, a lot of these wildfires, will run 40, 50 miles an hour. And you're on an island that I had the geographics of it, 46 miles by 20 miles or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's burning in all directions. So all you can do is get to the fucking water.
Yeah.
And that's what people were doing.
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking. So hopefully we can get some help out there and get all this under control where they get the fires under control. But just our hearts and prayers, thoughts, all of that are with those people. And obviously because we have a friend that has people there, hits a little bit closer to home. So Robert, what do you got?
I got nothing else other than stay tuned. Big things coming where subscribers are creeping. We need to hit 500 for all three of us to get our upper torso fucking waxed. And if we hit, that's by September 30th. If we hit 1,000 by January 1st, I am going to get a Brazilian.
Full Brazilian.
We're calling October 1st, but yeah, either way.
All right, whatever, it's fine. So get your dummy accounts going. Let's get it going. And
I feel so sorry for the person that would.
We want to see it
perform that.
I'm watching the whole thing.
I'm in.
You better bring a big goddamn tip that day. That's all I can say.
I bring a big tip all the time. You know
big
that,
tip.
Dan.
I mean, monetary tip.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tip.
Big as in monetary.
We're gonna close this out with a little special song in honor of Rob Herking's premiere on Bud Light. And we're going to ask that real American question that's on the top of everybody's fucking mind. Dano, do you manscape?